This video looks at the top 15 submissions in women's judo in the past month. We kick things off with Haruka Funakubo's quick koshi-jime victory. You'll see more from Funakubo when I put out my best osai komi, best pins video. That video will be up before the end of the week. Number 14 is Pupp Reka, the local girl from Hungary. She got the crowd going with this sode-guruma-jime victory. Number 13, Topolovec. And she pulled off a nice juji-gatame after a failed sumigaeshi attempt. That one lasted 9.5 minutes. You can see how exhausted Topolovec is. Can't really celebrate the victory in front of her home crowd. The next one is Natalie Powell of Great Britain beating Linear. I think Linear is currently ranked world number 1, although that's primarily because she's been competing a lot more often than some of the perhaps higher quality judoka. Now we had an injury finish here, so the Croatian girl was either injured on the landing from that koshi-guruma or injured by what came next, the ude-garami, applied by Aguiar of Brazil. And she was unable to compete in the repechage after losing here. A nice recovery after a failed sumigaeshi by Libeer, direct into the sode-guruma-jime. Number 9, Uta Abe. She was back in action in Zagreb. You've probably already seen the video on my channel or on other channels showing her matches, but this was a goodie. Nice ude-garami in a scramble as her opponent scrambled out of the osai komi hold down. One thing I do like about Uta Abe in comparison with her brother is her aggression in newaza. Wakana Koga had 2 choke victories during her impressive Zagreb Grand Prix performance. I've gone with this one for the countdown just because I've mixed in a few different camera angles. You may want to check out her other one from the semi-final. I'll leave a link to that at the end of the video. I actually preferred her win from the semi-final. Ausma pulled off rather exciting mountain climbing style juji-gatame. Beder, beautiful ukiwaza, slid right over the top and immediately had the koshi-jime on. Some will probably say that should be ranked higher, but there's good stuff to come. We've got Morand. Now I'm going with kata-te-jime for this title. That's just because I've seen IJF label that for similar techniques. Let me know if you think there's a better classification for that one. Here's Angelika Szymanska. She made it through to the final of the 63 kilo class in Budapest. And this was a really nice exchange. We've got the Chinese girl looking to catch her with okuri-eri-jime and win by a hold down, but Szymanska was able to block her, keep her at bay. And finally, after the failed makikomi roll attempt, Szymanska was on the offense. So it's fairly rare in judo to see newaza where both players are attacking. Usually the rules encourage one player to stall. But in this case, both players went for ippon, and Szymanska came out the winner. Now this one's brilliant. So we have a sode attempt to go into a triangle turnover, then decided to go for the ude-garami. And it looked like she was going to get the victory either with an ude-garami or force her opponent into tate shiho-gatame, but her opponent was able to resist this elbow lock, and she avoided giving up the top position, so she couldn't win by osai-komi, so she did a beautiful little switch into juji-gatame, hooks the leg by the top of the foot, throws her onto the back. Looked like she was going to come up for uki-gatame, but as her opponent bridged out, she continued with the juji-gatame, and she actually did quite a bit of damage to her opponent from the looks of things here. This is my favorite little switch of this match, switching from the ude-gatame to the juji-gatame attempt. And the medical staff were kept busy this tournament. Here's another lady that forced the medical staff into action. This is Sanchez from the Dominican Republic with a sode-guruma-jime variation. So we've seen a couple of sode-guruma-jimes already in this video. This one uses the leg for support and adds a lot more pressure, and her opponent's choked unconscious quickly, able to use the leg to drive her opponent's throat into her choking arm. Number 1 is Guo from China. She showed some impressive newaza in this tournament. And here she catches her opponent looking for the makikomi roll perhaps, but her opponent doesn't want to give up the osai-komi, so she just keeps rotating through into the waki-gatame position. And watch out, this one's pretty brutal. Just look how flexible that opponent was. Flexibility has its limits, and it's rather unfortunate that she didn't give up the osai-komi. So I'll be back in a few days with a video looking at the best osai-komi from this month's women's judo action. Subscribe for more non-stop newaza.